Hey y'all, so I just want to give a special thank you to the Campbell Soup whistleblower. So now we all know to definitely make sure we check our cans. I mean, the reality is I haven't really had Campbell's chicken noodle soup in a long time because the chicken definitely stopped tasting like it did when we were kids. Like when you were kids, you knew it was real chicken. Now, the texture was giving questionable, and I tend to try to read labels to see if stuff is GMO or bioengineered. Just because when I was in graduate school, I had a professor that talked to us about Monsanto. And once I saw their video, I started checking things, which we should all be checking your packaging to see if it's genetically modified or bioengineered. But the reality is, I hope people stop buying it. And it's really sad that his comments were that this is for poor people. We make shit for poor people, which also goes to prove that this is their plan, y'all. They make the things for lower income people cheaper and put bullshit ingredients in it. And then if you want to eat healthy, we all know it's quite more expensive, which people that are on fixed incomes or low income cannot afford to do that. So they're going to eat whatever they can eat to have sustenance. Meanwhile, y'all are plying them with chemicals and fake meat, fake foods, bioengineered things, got meat, like he said, out of a 3D printer. And then these people end up with all kinds of health concerns because of the food that they're eating. And then y'all want to make big pharma more expensive and healthcare expensive because you're actually feeding people bullshit to make them sick so pharmaceuticals can make money and then you can raise our healthcare premiums. All while putting money back into the pockets of Campbell's, the pharmacy companies, and the medical industry. Yeah. So how about we just stop buying Campbell's? Because I know I will never buy it again. Even though I wasn't buying the chicken noodle soup, I won't buy any Campbell's product at this point. If y'all want to act like it's for certain people and you want to go against a group of people that are doing the best that they can and just trying to eat healthy and trying to provide their kids with food, and y'all want to just put cheaper products in it so you can make more money knowing that that's the detriment of people, well, then I just won't buy your products. I can boycott you like I can boycott anybody else. So Campbell's, sorry to you, but hopefully everybody will stop purchasing your shit.
Family, how you doing? Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Olivia and thank you so much for your love and support. So family, everyone is boycotting Campbell soup can because this recently the internet has been on fire because a leaked voice note or voice recording shows where the CEO was discussing with somebody and then calling the Campbell soup poor people's food. Okay, yeah, he did that. He said it's for the poor, that he don't eat it anymore, him and his family doesn't eat it anymore, that is unhealthy. How can he eat chicken that is a 3D product? So when you know that you are manufacturing or you're producing something that is not healthy, why selling it to people? Okay, why selling it to the poor? Okay, why are you selling it to them? When you all know that this particular thing you guys are producing, you barely even use it. Why are you selling it to people? So you want to kill them? Like, I don't get it. Okay, these are people that doesn't even care about their consumers. These are people that all they want is their money and their profit. They don't care about your health. They don't care about how you're doing. They don't care about whether what you're buying from them is healthy or unhealthy. It's not their business. All they want is their capitals, and that is crazy. And this is, I think, let's go political, because this is actually what is really happening in America right now, where Donald Trump, who is the president, doesn't even give a shit about the people he's ruling. All he cares about is himself, his ballroom, his governing, and he doesn't care about the people he's governing. And that's so crazy. And that is why everybody needs to boycott you all. Okay, you all need to be boycotted, because I don't know. And then the person who exposed this recording got fired. Yes, the co-worker or the worker who got who exposed these recordings got fired. Like, anyway, family, let me know what you think about this whole trending news about Campbell soups. Okay, let me know what you think in the comment section and keep watching. All right, I'll come back with more commentaries. Don't go anywhere, stay with me.
Campbell's soup is done. Did you guys see the video that got leaked from an audio conversation of the CEO of Campbell's Soup saying that the food is for poor people. It's nasty. It's 3D lab printed meat. He hates all his Indian employees. And basically the whole company overall is whack. I can't believe he said that. Why would you ever out loud say that to another coworker? You're cooked, buddy. Your goose is cooked. The employee who recorded him is suing the company. So keep you guys updated with how many millions he gets. Oh, and apparently people in America have been flipping over the can and it literally says that it's modified meat, but in Canada, it's not. But who knows?
Let me tell you how billionaires treat the poor people with utter contempt. So the makers of Campbell Soup, the CEO of Campbell Soup, if you don't know what Campbell Soup is, it's basically over 120-year-old soup company that have been making soup for such a long time with a very, very, very dedicated fan base. So the CEO of the company was recorded saying that he would never let any member of his family drink that soup because he said that it's so bad for you. It's got chicken, which is 3D printed. And it's basically said that it is just basically made of shit. That's what he was saying. And he said this for poor people, let poor people eat that shit. Okay. Now he is getting a drugging. And this is it. And people should basically walk away from that shit. He's told you that it's shit, then you should accept it because he's the CEO. And if the CEO says that the products they're selling is shit, then nobody should be buying this shit then.
The CEO of Campbell Soup said, we sitting here eating bioengineered meat that the chicken came from a printer, like it's printed chicken. And then he said, that shit is for poor people. You will never catch me eating that shit. That's for you broke niggas. What timeline are we in, bruh?
And on another note, fuck Campbell Soup. Here's the thing. If they say that and they putting like 3D printer food, 3D printer meats in their shit, fuck that. Stop that. Somebody made a good point too about McDonald's and all these goddamn meat chains, these hamburger chains. You producing a whole lot of hamburgers. What does that meat look like? Now that I know that they are 3D printing meat, chicken and shit, fuck that. Say less. Stop going. Keep your money in your pocket. If you have to eat apples and oranges, wash them shits. But if you have to eat that shit till you figure it out, stop eating these processed foods. Because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about us. I'm so sick of this shit and I'm glad it's all being exposed. If you are 3D printing chicken, you can have all that shit. They don't give a fuck about us. Don't tell them what else is in that shit. The preservatives, all this stuff. Look, honey, look, this is a time. Let me just add a little something. This is a time while we shutting down, like while we ain't doing shit from November 25th to December 2nd, take that time and do a couple of things. Be still. Eat basic shit. Explore some shit. Learn some shit. And download them Epstein files and see all them motherfuckers in there too. But with this food shit, tell me you don't give a fuck about me without telling me you don't give a fuck about me if you 3D printing chicken and beef. I don't do processed foods. Very minimum. I eat some, but now it's like, we have to stop. Because they don't care. I promise you, I think they trying to make it so that we not breathing. Because this shit here, I'm like, I don't even know how to make cream of mushroom soup, but I'm going to figure that shit out. How to make that shit from scratch. Fuck them. Who are you to think that 3D printed chicken is okay with me? Take this time to slow down and really think about what's going on around us. Let's be still. Go inside of yourself. What does your soul say? And that's where I am. I'm just slowing down, because that was the most disappointing news that I had in a long time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, when you think about these companies that are staples in our life, and then it's exposed that they doing some shit that's really going to fuck us up, what does that even look like? 3D printed chicken. What does that even look like? That sound like it's going to cause cancer, and we ain't going to find out about it for another fucking 30 years. They don't give a fuck about us. I am boycotting every motherfucking thing. I'm exhausted by the disrespect, and they monetizing this. And this is the street that I'm walking down from now fucking on, because it's got to make sense. And none of this shit makes sense. 3D printed fucking chicken. Make sure you buy chicken with the motherfucking bones in them. Because this shit here and all these major chains, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I'm going to say something that's going to sound racist, and I don't mean it this way. But I have gone to some Chinese restaurants, some local Chinese restaurant, and you get someone a chicken and it don't chew right. Trust that. I don't know what that is. I don't care what it is, but I'm not going to put it in my body. It's the same thing here. When one of the executives at Campbell Soup saying he don't eat that shit, bitch, I don't eat that shit either. My family deserves better than that shit. Not to mention the preservatives and all the other fuck shit that's in these processed foods. Like, we have to know if it's so many ingredients in it that we don't understand. I don't know what this shit is. The ingredient list is like this, and it's all like chemicals. No, boo. We ain't doing this. We can't keep doing this. We have to do better by ourselves. Get those books that show you how to heal yourself without medicine, like the herbs and shit. Like, you know, like old people used to have this thing with the jars with the garlic and the herb and the garlics and the onions, and then had like the honey in it, things like that. Look, we have to go backwards. We have to go we have to go back to, like, to nature, natural healing, because between these fucking people that's making our food in this healthcare industry, we are getting fucked. And I'm trying to live long. My goal, I've always said, I'm going to live to be 100 years old. I don't know why my phone keep doing this thing. But look, my goal has always been I'm going to live to be 100. And I mean that shit. I'm relatively healthy. I don't eat a lot of processed food. Potato chips is my downfall, though. I don't eat a lot of processed food. Besides that, and potato chips are probably one of the most processed foods out here on the market. But we have to be more mindful in this season. While we shutting down, learn something, read something. Don't just be still. Don't spend your money, but also learn something in this season. Expose yourself to something. Learn something and share it. All right, that's all I got.
I had a friend once tell me, how in the world there is so much chicken in every state constantly around the world for all of these people. That changed my life forever. Because how is it so many chickens in the world? Y'all ever thought about that in your head? I ain't never thought about that. When that person said that to me, I said, you know what? I never looked at chicken the same. So here it is that an employee of Campbell Soup Company decided to do a recording of one of the VPs of the company, recording him saying that he don't eat Campbell's, and only poor people eat Campbell's, and that the chicken in Campbell's Soup is bioengineered meat. And then he reported it. So now he's suing them because he got fired for $25 million. There was also a documentary, and I can't remember. It wasn't a documentary. It was a movie, and I can't remember the name of it. And I feel like, what's his name? Jamie Foxx was in the movie. Somebody tell me the name of the movie because I can't think of it right now. But he did a movie, and for some reason, they was like, they putting it in the chicken. Oh, that took me out of here. Baby, when I tell you I love a good crispy bite, crunch, fried, hard, wing it. Baby, that took me out. It's been taking me out since I've known about chicken. It has taken me out of here. Because if you know melanated people, we really crave chicken. We crave it fried hard with some good hot sauce, drenched in hot sauce. Sometimes with a good piece of white bread, okay? We like it gravied up with onions and gravy with rice. I mean, listen. But these things changed my mindset on a good chicken. That's all I'm going to say. If you are not 90, 80%, 70% fasting weekly from all food, because that's what the Lord put in my heart. That's what he's put in my spirit. Stay on them fasts, honey. Recycle that body. Clean it out. Clean it. I'm frowning because, you know, when you fast, it really gets clean. Spiritually and naturally. I mean, it goes to the depths. But I'm not trying to be deep. But all seriousness, there should be a lot to fasting and less eating. Watch other people eat. Let them do the eating. But there should be lots of fasting from this food system, if you're catching what I'm putting down. When Brother Bill decided to start tampering and putting his fingers and hands in food, that was when I said I can't. I'm already a little weirdy about meat in general. I've always been like that since day one. My mama tell you I've side-eyed meat forever. So I can't eat too much of it. Wears me out. I'll be like, I don't know about that. I get my nerves. I don't know. Something about meat always been side-eyed. But when Brother Bill the Gates, what's his middle name? We got to find out his middle name. His middle name is Henry. So we go call him William Henry Deshaun Gates III. But when William Henry Deshaun Gates III decided to play in our food, I knew at that very moment that Henry Deshaun Gates, him playing in food, I knew then. That was when my journey, for real, with God. Oh, I'm fasting for life at this point. Every day is a fast. I knew it. Because you're tampering with food. I knew it was over at that point. Meanwhile, y'all, what we eat has always been a little shady boots. It's always been shady boots. No wonder we all do-doots. No wonder. It's hidden. That's it.
It's over for that boy. He shouldn't have ran this mouth. We about to get busy. Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup vice president got caught saying it is bioengineered 3D printed chicken in those cans. He, his family, or children would never eat it, and it's strictly for poor people.
For poor people. Who buys our shit? Nobody Campbell's products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. They couldn't think for the I'm like, you dumb
Yeah, we about to get rich. If you ever ate a can in your life, you a part of this class action suit. Now there's already a retaliation and employee discrimination suit. Them people about to lose close to $700 million for speaking loosely against underpaid people. Soon as they release the class action form online, I'm signing up and I'm sharing it with y'all so y'all can sign up and we could get that stimulus.
What's going on? What's happening? Before you tell me, did we get the first press release out? Did we get our spokesperson out there?
Yes.
Did we question accuracy and authenticity of the recording?
We did, actually.
It's in the statement. Yep, in his statement.
Okay, what the fuck did this guy say? What did he say?
He said that he doesn't eat our brand because it's unhealthy, it's bioengineered meat, and it's for poor people. He also said something about Indian employees.
I don't see. The thing is, though, the thing that's making me mad a little bit too about the situation is everybody's food's fucked up. Everybody's food unhealthy. But why you want to release something from our fucking shit? That's crazy. He talked too much. Who was it? Who said this? You ain't even have to eat it. You can just shut the hell up. Telling all our secrets and shit. Like, come on, shit. I'm back. So did we reiterate that our ingredients were good and they were like healthy?
Yes, we did. In every social media response.
We did that already?
Across all platforms.
Shit. I'll be working overtime for this one. Let's remove him from his position, right? We're gonna bring someone in, someone who's health conscious, someone who knows the power of real ingredients, right? And then we're gonna use this person as our new spokesperson, right? He's gonna do the entire soup line over again with fresh ingredients, right? Fresh ingredients. Not really, because that's too much money. Fuck that. We're not gonna do that for real. Make sure he's healthy. Make sure he's fit. Make sure he looks good in the suit. He has to be in good shape. A gym bro, right? And then we're gonna rebrand the entire Campbell soup line. And then we're gonna make it super healthy. We're gonna make it a little more expensive than our typical prices, but we're going to make it somewhat affordable to the point where they're going to be like, why is it so expensive? Because we're using more ingredients. So technically, we're not going to really do anything. We're just going to make it more expensive to say, okay, well, this is the makeup for using healthier ingredients, even though they're the same ingredients. We're not going to really do much about it, honestly. Let's not make it too expensive, because we do need the poor people to buy this shit, though. We really do need the poor people to continue to buy it. We can sell mini cans of the healthy shit to the poor people, because they really gonna buy it no matter what they talking about. They can't afford shit else. So we gonna make a lot of fucking money. We can make a lot of money. As of right now, you guys know what to say. Let me hear it.
Investigation
is underway. Yes, we're looking at it internally. But as of right now, our ingredients are 100% real. Fuck that, because I know a couple companies that shit fake as hell. I can call them. I'm about to put them on them, because hold on, why y'all looking at us? Why would you buy our shit? Why y'all put us on the spot? Okay.
The Campbell Soup VP was recorded saying crazy things about the company. He literally was saying that only poor people buy that soup, and he doesn't eat it because it's nasty. He also said that there's bioengineered meat in it, like 3D printed meat inside the soup, and said that it's not healthy. And it really just is so amazing to see all of this happen, because it's like, oh, well, you're just giving the consumer a reason to not buy your product because you actually don't even believe in your product. Yeah, you're the VP for this company, but like actually you are telling the public pretty much that the soup is poison. And obviously he probably didn't know he was being recorded, you know? But either way, that's how you genuinely feel about Campbell Soup as the VP of the company. And then knowing that, and knowing it's not healthy, and knowing that the meat is engineered in a lab and 3D printed, but then to still like be the VP of the company, it's like you're just the VP because you want the money, but you don't actually care how it affects people, how it's unhealthy for people, and then literally was calling the consumer of Campbell Soup poor. He was like, I don't buy our product because it's for poor people, pretty much is what he was saying. And it's like, oh, so you don't believe in your own product for your company, and you think that it's unhealthy, and you think that it's kind of toxic because there's 3D printed meat in it, and you also don't buy it because you believe that it's just for poor people, who then you're basically saying don't deserve to have anything healthy because they're poor. And so you don't care how the company is actually affecting anyone's health, because again, your company and your product is meant for poor people. Like, do you see how that's all realistically the craziest thing ever? Like, that's actually insane. And so obviously something's probably going to happen from this, but my thing is that just proves that maybe people don't need to be eating your product. Like, and that's just going to be bad for your company. Insane.
We have that's for poor people. Who buys our I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's unhealthy. Now that I know what the in it, I can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
Campbell's.
Good. This morning, Campbell Soup is denying claims about its products, allegedly made by an executive in a recorded conversation. The person in the recording is also heard belittling Campbell's customers during an expletive-filled rant.
We have that's for poor people. Who buys our I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it, I can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
The recording is allegedly from a conversation that's now part of a lawsuit filed by Robert Garza, a cybersecurity analyst for Campbell's, who claims he was fired after reporting the alleged remarks, which he says also included racist comments about company employees. Garza claims Campbell executive Martin Bally made those comments after the two met to discuss Garza's salary. In a statement, Garza's attorney saying, "This situation has been very hard on Robert. He thought Campbell's would be thankful that he reported Martin's behavior, but instead, he was abruptly fired." Campbell's responding, saying, "If the comments were in fact made, they are unacceptable. They do not reflect our values and the culture of our company." And going on to say, "The comments heard on the recording about our food are not only inaccurate, they are patently absurd."
Nothing melts away the cold like a delicious hot bowl of Campbell's soup.
Campbell saying, "The chicken meat used in our soups comes from long-trusted, USDA-approved U.S. suppliers and meets our high-quality standards." And the company noting, Bally worked in IT and had nothing to do with food production. Bally is on leave, pending a company investigation. In the meantime, the Attorney General in Florida, a state that bans lab-grown meat, says his office is now investigating Campbell's products. We reached out to Martin Bally, but did not hear back. Campbell says it has not been able to verify the recording.
So Campbell Soup has 3D printed meat. And I know 'tis the season where people donate and they give canned goods and participate in food drives, but Campbell's needs to be on the boycott list immediately.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it and we can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
And this is why we say a good portion of the things that we're experiencing in this country is a matter of a class issue versus just a race issue. These people at the top of these companies do not care about the consumer. Whether it's tech companies like Apple and how they unlawfully source things like cobalt from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, whether it's Amazon and the pay disparities that their workers are experiencing and the long hours that they are being overworked, and companies that are in charge of feeding us like Kellogg or Campbell, or fruit companies like Dole that have literally gone to places like Hawaii and Costa Rica and stolen up farmland. Do not buy Campbell's or anything that Campbell's is affiliated with.
Campbell's Soup is in some hot water after the vice president of the whole company said the quiet part out loud.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it and we can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
Now, this leaked audio recording was recorded in December of 2024 during a meeting which surfaced publicly on November 22nd of 2025 via a lawsuit that was filed by a former employee of the company. Now, so far, as you can imagine, this recording has sparked widespread outrage across all over the place online because the guy was talking about our soup is for poor people, and then he was claiming the company was using bioengineered and fake meat that was produced via 3D printing, which is bananas. Now, Campbell's has strongly denied these claims, claiming that they were, quote, patently absurd and inaccurate. And the vice president, Martin Bally's been placed on administrative leave pending a internal investigation. Anyway, this whole thing's wild. The fact of the matter is the way this guy talks with the level of profanity and stuff, like, and saying that he doesn't want to eat bioengineered 3D printed meat, that's pretty normal. I wouldn't want to eat bioengineered 3D printed meat either. Now, the way that he talks with that level of profanity is pretty common in the corporate world, but the only reason I don't do it on this channel is because I know that kids could be watching it and I don't want to teach people's children curse words before they do.
Did y'all hear about this? I am so pissed off right now. Oh lordy. So the vice president of Campbell's has come forward and says that people shouldn't be eating this because it's not real chicken. It's like some 3D manufactured fake.
Man, the focus that we're putting on this Campbell Soup story is so misguided. A leaked recording came out as part of a lawsuit where one of the VPs of cybersecurity at Campbell Soup is yelling about how the company's lower priced soups are, quote, shit for fucking poor people. And then he goes on to make racist comments about Indian employees and spread inaccurate information about ingredients, suggesting that they use bioengineered meats and 3D printed chicken. And it's the last part that everyone seems to be really focused on, even though that's the part that's completely inaccurate. 3D printed chicken is not in our food supply. Lab-grown meat isn't even in our food supply. And if it was in Campbell's Soup, that soup would be so expensive. It's not there. They use chicken meat from chickens. This guy in the recording was not the VP of the entire Campbell's Soup Corporation. He was a VP of cybersecurity, literally nothing to do with food science or ingredients, which is why he clearly knows nothing about the actual ingredients. The fact that people are focusing on the food science misinformation instead of the rest of what he said is so absurd, because the real story here is what his comments expose about the entire food industry under our current economic system. This is not about one executive or one company, and boycotting them based on misinformation about the type of meat they use isn't going to help anything. This is the system. When you build a food environment where the only value that matters is maximizing quarterly profits, you get exactly this. You get executives who talk in a derogatory way about low-income consumers as if they're disposable, who don't care about the quality of their product as long as it helps boost profits, and who openly demean their employees, the very people who make the company run. This is what a profit-only model produces when the main incentive rewards this kind of thinking. So if you want to be outraged at that. Be outraged at the system that makes racism and classism and disregard for public health profitable, not at a single ingredient that doesn't even exist in your soup. And if we want this to change, the answer isn't boycotting individual companies based on misinformation about single ingredients social media tells you are bad. It's demanding policies and regulations that change the system and make it more difficult for corporations to profit by cutting corners on safety and quality, exploiting workers, or demeaning the people they serve.
Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
Campbell's Soup vice president just said that their soups have 3D printed meat in them. He was also caught on recording saying that Campbell's products are for poor people and that he won't eat them because he knows that they are unhealthy with the bioengineered meat in them. This was all caught on audio recording by an employee named Robert Garza of Michigan. Garza filed a lawsuit against Campbell's on Thursday and released audio he says features Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally. A Campbell's Soup company spokesperson released a statement that said, "We are proud of the food we make, the people who make it, and the high-quality ingredients we use." The comments on the recording are not only inaccurate, they are patently absurd. Keep in mind the alleged comments are made by an IT person who has nothing to do with how we make our food. If the recordings are legitimate, the comments are unacceptable and they do not reflect our values and the culture of our company. Mr. Bally is temporarily on leave while we conduct our investigation.
Okay, family, so at the end of the day, everyone is boycotting Campbell, okay? Let me know in the comment section, are you going to still buy from people who don't give a shit about your health? Are you going to still buy from people who thinks that you are poor? Buying from them makes you poor, and then I go to buy from people who produce a particular product but barely use that product. Let me all know in the comment section, okay? And thank you so much for watching my video. Let me know what you think again in the comment section, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it very interesting, and support the channel by subscribing to the channel, okay? I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye and stay safe.